Hello, this is Matt on the Moon Lambeau channel. Billionaire Mike Novogratz has publicly ripped XRP to shreds, stating that people who buy XRP are, quote, uneducated investors, end quote. Now, this is super rich because billionaire Mike Novogratz not only supported failed cryptocurrency Luna, he also tattooed it on his left arm in January of this year. I kid you not. Tell me again, Mr. Novogratz, who is the uneducated investor exactly? Who is that? Perhaps I'd ask him myself, but that would be a futile effort as he has been completely silent ever since Luna began falling apart just last week. He's just disappeared. And this is a guy who is normally very active on social media, and he suddenly became a ghost. Curious timing, don't you think? And then, interestingly, a different billionaire named Bill Ackman says that what Michael Novogratz tattooed on his left arm, that is an actual pyramid scheme. That's right, he's claiming that Luna is an actual pyramid scheme. Yet billionaire Mike Novogratz says that we are the uneducated investors and XRP doesn't make sense. So I'm going to share with you exactly what he said in the past and tie this all together in a nice little bow. It's fun to just call upon the past, because you know what? The internet is forever, and at times like this, I'm especially thankful for it. But before going any further, I do want to be clear. I do not have a financial background of any kind. I am not offering financial advice, and you definitely should not buy or sell anything because of anything that I say or write. I'm just an enthusiast who enjoys making YouTube videos about crypto-related topics, but just as a hobby and just for fun. And so what I have on your screen right now, this is the all-time price chart for Luna, the cryptocurrency that billionaire Michael Novogratz supported. And by the way, he's got a massive crypto hedge fund called Galaxy Digital. Man, I don't know how to trust this guy with money in general. You know what? I'm just going to show this now. Let me just pull this up because some of you may have already seen this. If not, take a look. This is Mike Novogratz. This is the picture that he shared on social media. He actually initially shared this in January of this year. And there you can see he tattooed Luna on his left arm. You hate to see it. You hate to see it. Now, my fellow XRP YouTuber, the digital asset investor, he shared this clip. And I transcribed part of this, and I want to just kind of pick this thing apart a bit here. Because he's really seriously ripping Ripple and XRP. He's ripping both of them to shreds in this. And he seems to also not understand another one of his investments, Ripple, the company. He doesn't understand that. And I'm going to try and help break it down a little bit for him since he doesn't get this. But here's the quote. And this is from when XRP was pumping at some point last year. It was like $1.20 he cited in this interview. But so here's the actual quote. Check this out. Full disclosure, I own some of Ripple equity, and it's been a painful trade because the company's stock trades like a dog's breakfast. And they own 55% of XRP. And so one of the prices is wrong, right? You think about XRP trading at $1.20 times $58 billion. Or 58 billion in quantity, I think is what he meant. That company should be worth $60 billion just because of the XRP they have on the balance sheet, but it trades at about $3 billion. So pause. So here's what he's saying. He's saying based on the price of XRP at the time, which was about $1.20, and based on how much XRP Ripple holds, the value of Ripple, the company, should be, he says, somewhere at that point in time anyway, somewhere around $60 billion, but at the time, Ripple, the company, was only worth about $3 billion, and so he says one of those numbers is wrong. No, Michael, one of those numbers is not wrong. You don't understand what the hell you just invested in. Okay, those numbers should not be equivalent. Why? Anytime anybody's doing a valuation here, in particular if it's crypto, and especially in this case where a massive amount of crypto is held, you know what people do that come up with these valuations? They factor in the total quantity of crypto that Ripple holds. Sure, they do, but they also understand that even if Ripple's XRP was not in escrow, even if they could just sell it off to no end immediately, like tomorrow, they just panic, get rid of all of it, even if they did that, That would crater the price of XRP so quick that they wouldn't get anywhere near $60 billion out of it. So he doesn't seem to understand the difference between the way that market cap is calculated in crypto versus the valuation of an actual company. He doesn't understand that these are not the same things. They are not the same calculations. And he's running a cryptocurrency hedge fund, and he's a billionaire. This is amazing stuff to me. He should know this stuff. He should know better than this. Because again, the market cap, you just take the circulating supply. That's how it's calculated in crypto. And you take the circulating supply times the current market price. That's what market cap is claimed to be in crypto. It's a completely different consideration if you're talking about the valuation of an actual company. And so yes, they recognize Ripple holds XRP, but they also recognize that you'd never get anywhere out of that. So why would you value the company at $60 billion if you know that even if they could sell it, it would just crater the price anyway, and you'd never get $60 billion out of that ecosystem? How do you not understand that? This is amazing to me here. Anyway, and then he said the following. So this is the rest of his quote here. He said, "And so something's way off. I've never liked the XRP token because you've got one group that owns so much of it." So I'll just pause right there. That's a fair critique. I don't mind people offering that. That's a genuine critique. Now, here's my stance on this, because I was aware in 2017 when I started buying XRP, I was aware that Ripple had a massive stash of XRP. Well aware of that. Now, I found that to be appealing. Some people don't. If he doesn't like, okay, fine. I don't have a huge grievance with that. I don't think that makes sense, because fine, Ripple could do something wrong, he could burn us, but what realistically would happen if, say, they do just start endlessly selling their XRP as it comes out of escrow? What do you think validators might do? Maybe vote to burn their XRP? I don't think it would go well for Ripple. And so I don't have these severe trust issues that some others in the space do. But I looked at that and I was like, wow, okay. So they don't have any special permissions over the XRP ledger. The XRP ledger itself is absolutely unquestionably decentralized. But since they have this veritable war chest, they can use that to help support a healthy XRP ecosystem. And they've been operating in good faith. And as long as they continue to, I don't have an issue with that. Now, the fact that he does, plenty of people do. I just think that it's not the best way to look at this, but that particular stance, yeah, I can understand that perspective. I just don't think it's the most reasonable way to approach all of this, but sure, if somebody has a problem with that, okay. Anyway, then he continues. So after stating blatantly that he does not like the XRP token, and he then said, let alone you've got the SEC breathing down the necks of the CEO and the founder of the company, and the company itself. So why is XRP going up? Crypto communities are like sports fans. If you've ever been to an English football game, literally, they make Philadelphia Eagles fans look polite. But there's this tribal nature. And here, over years, the XRP army has built up a real community of people that really want to believe it. And so right there, we want to believe it. When you word it like that, it's pretty clear that he doesn't think its use case as a bridge currency or any other use actually matters or exists. He doesn't recognize actual utility. Meanwhile, he bought into what a different billionaire has claimed is a Ponzi scheme and tattooed it on his arm. So maybe not the best guy to take financial advice from, in my humble opinion here. And then there was a little bit of break in the transcript because he decided to talk about Trump for a while, which I'm not going to get into because the purpose of this YouTube channel is not to talk about politics. I try and avoid that as much as possible, unless it has something to do specifically with crypto, and then I'll talk about it. Other than that, no politics on the channel. That's the deal. So there's a little bit of a break in the transcript because I'm going to ignore that happened. And then he went back to ripping on XRP holders because he really does look down on us. He really does. He thinks he's that much smarter, even though he doesn't understand Ripple, the company that he just invested in, and I had to break that down for him right here. But he said the following. He said, "They just don't want to look at the truth sometimes." Folks, we don't want to look at the truth. Look at this. We just got our heads in the sand. We don't look. I don't know about you folks, but I pride myself in having done a ton of research into the XRP ecosystem. I don't pretend to be some sort of financial expert. I know I'm not. I'm just a regular dude. It doesn't mean I'm not just some regular dude. But still, I'm proud of what I did in like looking into that. And even so, I do recognize that alone doesn't mean that XRP is long-term viable. I'm just saying that right now, it's reasonable to suspect that XRP could have true staying power because it is solving real problems for real people today. And if that trend continues, then it will be here for the long haul. There's no way to know for sure. I'm not pretending I know for sure. I do not. But for him to state that we're just uneducated investors, it's offensive. Makes sense that somebody like this would get Luna tattooed on his arm. And then he said, and if you are a good enough army, you're bringing new people into the space when crypto's hot. There's a lot of uneducated investors that feel the energy of this moment, and we want to participate. So there you go. He said there's a lot of uneducated investors, so just falling in and becoming part of the XRP money. Because people can't even think for themselves. My gosh. This guy, it's rather regrettable. And that's how you get this tattoo, which is now on your screen again. And here's his actual Twitter profile. He has been quiet ever since his last tweet was on May 8th. Haven't heard a peep out of him. And I'm telling you, this guy was super active. So I don't know what's going on behind the scenes. Presumably at some point we're going to hear from him. But according to a separate billionaire, Bill Ackman, Novogratz just tattooed a Ponzi on his arm. Take a look at this headline from Finance Feeds. Bill Ackman calls for crypto self-regulation after Luna's pyramid scheme. Much has been said already about the project design, namely its allegedly flawed algorithm, following the sudden collapse of nearly $45 billion of market capitalization over the course of a week. The latest industry figure to share his thoughts on the matter is Bill Ackman, the American billionaire investor and hedge fund manager who is the founder and CEO of Pershing Square Capital Management. Now, Ackman's take on pyramid schemes is well known. He famously held a $1 billion short against the nutrition company Herbalife from 2012 to 2018 under the claim the firm is a pyramid scheme designed as a multi-level marketing firm. And today, Bill Ackman addressed the Terra UST scandal and called for the digital asset industry to self-regulate in order to protect itself from future incidents. Otherwise, regulators may cripple the whole ecosystem. Yeah, so I'll just say this. I think that you're going to get federal regulation moving even faster. Well, we've already seen that, actually. Federal regulation moving faster, and I think you're going to get it regardless as it pertains to stablecoins. We'll see what agency within the federal government wins out on that and gets to have ownership in terms of control over that. But yeah, it's coming. So I can appreciate what Bill Ackman's saying. You're actually for real. Like, self-regulate, fix this from within. It's in all likelihood, it's too late. There's going to be something coming on down. But here's the quote from Bill Ackman. He said, "When I read about the algorithm of Luna, it sounds just like a crypto version of a pyramid scheme. Investors were promised 20% returns backed by a token whose value is driven only by demand from new investors in the token. There is no fundamental underlying business. Luna appreciated by attracting more followers and by limiting the supply of tokens through a vesting schedule. It collapsed once the supply of sellers of Luna overwhelmed the buyers." So think about this. Mike Novogratz says XRP is being purchased by uneducated investors, and according to billionaire Bill Ackman, Luna, which he supported, and in that same interview that I was quoting from, by the way, he was propping up Luna even in that interview. And so he's against XRP, which has verifiably provable real-world utility used in enterprise-grade software. Doesn't like that. Uneducated people get into that. But the sophisticated people like him, they get into Luna, the sweetest of the sweet, which was apparently a pyramid scheme. And even if it's not technically a pyramid scheme, either way, like you're talking about. So here's what happened, just in a nutshell. Like, there's a stablecoin UST, which is part of that Luna ecosystem, and it was backed by a cryptocurrency which wasn't backed by anything in a highly volatile asset class. You backed it by a highly volatile crypto. Who thought that would make any damn bit of sense? I mean, nothing against anybody listening that's bought into it. I'm sure a bunch of people did. I hope you all turned out okay. Because like when it comes to crypto, I get it. Speculating and also diversifying. So I'm not ripping on anybody listening that purchased it. That's not what I'm saying. But in particular, Mike Novogratz, when you're ripping apart XRP when it has real world utility, and then you've done allegedly your full analysis of this, and you tattoo it on your arm, no less. I'm just sitting here thinking, damn, this is not age. That tattoo is aging like a fine milk for you, Mr. Novogratz. That is something. And so you see these 20% returns. So if he did his homework, he had to have known, right? These 20% returns being promised. There's no fundamental underlying business, but this is somehow better than XRP. That's what he thought. This is not a good look for a guy running a cryptocurrency hedge fund. Galaxy Digital, RIP, man. It's completely ridiculous. I'm not a financial advisor. You should not buy or sell anything because of anything that I say or write. That would be a very, very, very bad idea. Until next time, to the moon, Lambo.